I did, because here I am.
Woo!
And you were doing something and then your voice changed? Is that what you were telling me before?
Yeah, I was working on a couple shows where my voice changed during the middle of my tenure with the shows, and I'm not on those shows anymore.
But now you're getting to be a man.
Yeah, Steven, I was really happy with because I used to put my voice down for Steven because he was like a bigger kid than I was, and then when my voice changed, I started going up for Steven, but I kept the voice relatively the same. The other ones, I was playing an 8-year-old on a Disney Junior show, and they didn't like the 16-year-old boy voice.
How did you find the voice? Like where? Because it's not, your actual voice is a little different.
I have a voiceover teacher named Tony, who is one of the best teachers I've ever had. I've been working with him for about 4 years, and we came up with the voice together.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great quote that he told me. If you're doing a voiceover audition and they give you a character sketch, use it like a toy. Put the page next to your dialogue and just look at it while you're reading the lines and make sure it's lining up. Sorry, my nose is really clogged up. And I feel like the Steven drawing got something in my head, and I was able to create something from that. I saw that he was a little chubby, so I gave it that texture like that, and then it was kind of goofy, so that's where the laugh came from, and it all came together in that booth and that audition, and went from there.
Yeah, the laugh that you created is like really, really amazing for Steven. So.
Yeah, you gotta explain the laugh. You have a whole system.
Yeah, I've done this a couple times for when other people have to do a Steven impression on the show, and they have to do the laugh, and I kind of deconstructed it, and it has a very rigid thing of alternating between ho 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 and ha ha ha. So if you listen to it, I did this subconsciously, and then I realized what I was doing like a year after I created it. It starts with a ho ho, and then it goes to the ha ha ha, and until I run out of breath, basically. I didn't realize how technical it was until I had to explain it to someone.
We have to hear it. You can't just talk about it and then not do it.
See, it goes from the ho ho to the ha ha ha.
Now, Dee Dee, we'll go this way to ask about everybody's characters. What were your first impressions with Pearl, Dee Dee?
First of all, this is my very first voiceover job, so I'm just so thrilled that this being the first thing but I love that for my audition they asked me not to put on a voice, so I could just be myself, and it makes it so much easier for me. But I love that I can relate to Pearl as being sort of maternal towards Steven, because I have 2 little boys who, you know, I'm a mother too, and so my nurturing feelings become very natural. And when I'm yelling at Steven, when I'm Steven, you know, I just sort of switch the names to my, you know, okay. It's just for safety. I just want them to be safe, and so it just comes very natural. So I love that about Pearl.
Before I ask you, as we go down the line, everybody who has to say Steven on the show, say Steven in the way they say Steven.
With me?
Yeah, we'll start.
Steven!
Steven.
Steven.
It's Steven!
Steven? At some point, you're going to replace me by just a button of me just like Control S. And it's going to be me saying Steven.
I remember last time you were like, don't you have this by now?
Now, Estelle, how did you come into the show and playing Garnet, and what were your impressions? Because you come from a very different place than everybody. You're a...
Absolutely. I'm a singer. So like Dee Dee is my very first time doing a full cartoon role and being, you know, on a show. And I've learned that I have about 50 different ways of saying, and it's fantastic. I enjoy saying, and doing jumping efforts. That's the other one. It's fantastic. I never have to sing, or hardly. You might see me. I can't say it, alright. But it was fun doing it. It absolutely stretched me. Working alongside these guys is a whole experience. What I love about it is when I go to my Twitter page and my Instagrams now, I see, my daughter loves you. And I'm like, oh, well, my audience got younger. This is fantastic. But it's great to see that it's like reaching a whole new level and a whole new layer that, you know, I have younger brothers and sisters as well, so I relate with the whole, you know what, Stephen, you know, that kind of authoritative trying to take care and make sure everything's okay side of the character. And I just think her hair is fantastic, so.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I just use my voice, and feel like, I don't know if Amethyst always said dude, or she's saying dude more, but it's pretty close to, I think, my natural speech pattern, so that's nice. Yeah.
You definitely say dude a lot more now that you've been playing Amethyst for a couple of years, as Michaela.
But this is nice. Before this, I voiced a children's character for very young children, so who really couldn't talk that much. It was pretty relegated to like A, B, and C. So it's nice now that there's a fan base of people who can actually, use words. I can exchange words with them. We can have conversations. It's nice.
And do you guys, when you hear what everybody says and does, do you start writing to that now? Does it like go back and forth? Like you're like,
Oh, definitely.
like how so?
Oh, gosh.
I'm not going to let you just get one word answer.
What's great about
Reboot.
Yeah, well, I feel like we've made everyone so much more like you guys. I mean, I've become such a huge fan. I was already a huge fan of yours, but of everyone. Yeah, everyone's completely changed. I think maybe Michaela, they're just you. Still, it's just you. They're all just you guys. That's right.
Now, there's a comic book, right? Comic book, true or false? Is there a comic book?
True.
True, okay. The answer's true. But it's not available, right? False, is it? It's not available, true or false?
It's just becoming available.
So it's okay, so it was false then.
It's just becoming available.
How did the comic book come about?
Oh, well, I'm working with Jeremy Coleman on sort of branching it out into a book. It's really interesting for me because I actually come from comic books, but now there's suddenly a comic book. I'm like aching to draw for it, but I can't. But it's going to be really sweet because.
Yeah, that's Jeremy Sarasi and Coleman Engel. They're really talented writer and drawer team, and one of the ways that it came about is, like in the show, you sort of get the sense that, oh, the Crystal Gems have done so many crazy magical adventures, they've done so many things, and the comic sort of like is like a window into like, oh, this is kind of what goes on between episodes. Like they always mention like adventures that they've been on that you don't get to see. And so yeah, we finally get to explore like, you know, all the crazy stuff they've done together.
Jeff, what's going on with you?
Well, I have nothing to do with the comic, but I'm a storyboard artist, and it's been a really amazing experience for me. It's my first job doing storyboarding. I was actually an animator before, and so starting at this job, I've had to, like, as a storyboard artist, you have to do a bazillion different things. You have to like draw, you have to write dialogue, come up with jokes. You have to like be good at drawing backgrounds and perspective, which is very hard. And I'm just super thankful to have this chance to be like really creative. Oh, I also get to write songs, which I'm gonna do one of those today. Yeah, it's a crazy dream job. I really recommend it to anyone who's interested.
So is there anything, I know we keep things secret because you want people to watch it and not know, like what's in store for season 2? Anything non-committal that you can say?
Everything changes. Everything changes. I can't say how. What? But it will. Everyone changes. Oh God.
What? What did you say?
Everybody get ready, because everyone changes. You know what's amazing? Everybody's so nice who works on the show, right? Isn't it?
It's true.
I'm the jerk. Like, you're just like, who's the jerk? And then if you have to say that, then maybe you're the jerk. You know what I mean? I think I might be the jerk working on the show. And so, I should just tell everybody that the show comes back on August 21st. A new date and time. So it's Thursdays at 6:30, right? Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And how many episodes will be in that run?
We're taking it through our finale.
Yeah. And so it's going to be a block of, how many is it? 7? I don't remember. But a block of episodes starting on August 21st, and we're working our way up to a 2-part season finale. So, yeah, get ready for that.
And we also have a clip from an upcoming episode that has a very exciting guest voice.